On Rockin' the News with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, Rudy, are you going to fill out a bracket?
Probably not.
Thought you were a big basketball guy, Rudy,
Yeah,
at one
I
time.
bet you had game.
Yeah, I love basketball, but these brackets, I don't watch enough college basketball. I mean, literally, if I were to fill out a bracket, it would take me like 45 seconds to do, and it'd be just a wild guess. I mean, I don't know. Doesn't sound that appealing.
All right, that works. Well, then let's talk football. When you got a Bengals team and organization agreed to record deals with Jamar Chase and then T. Higgins. They paid them, and of course, Joe Burrow got his big money as well. Is this going to catch up to him, putting all their money in these three guys?
I mean, it's pretty clear that they've decided that, they have a franchise quarterback in Joe Burrow and they've paid him and they don't want it to go to waste. The interesting thing to me is the Bengals did not have a good defense last year. When you spend that much money on those two wide receivers and that quarterback, obviously you're not going to be able to pay, some guys on defense. And they've already lost guys in the past, like Jesse Bates, who moved on to the Atlanta Falcons, who was a good defender for them. And, I would imagine that this means they're not going to be able to bring back Trey Hendrickson, who was, one of the NFL's best, guys in sacks the last couple of years. So, I mean, are they going to be good on offense and are they going to be able to score points? Yeah, it's probably going to be how they're going to have to win games. They're going to have to outscore people because they're probably not going to stop anybody.
Rudy, I felt along the lines you did. At least they re-signed Trey Hendrickson, tag T. Higgins, and then renegotiate, re-sign Jamar Chase. A lot of money for one core group of guys. But could they, as preposterous as this sounds, could they, now that the two receivers are signed, would this be even possible to restructure them so you could find enough money to bring in Trey Hendrickson as well and try to work out a trifecta deal one way or the other? Is that even possible with the new guidelines?
Well, it wouldn't be a restructure with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Yeah. They just did those deals, right. I would imagine. I think if they're going to do any restructuring, it would be with Joe Burrow, guys like that. But, I mean, they're going to have to, put it this way, they're going to have to get creative in their accounting. They're going to have to get creative in their with their math in order to try to bring back Hendrickson. We'll see. I mean, that guy's going to want to get paid top dollar as well. So I don't know, really how that's going to work out. But yeah, I mean, you've seen teams every single year, and again over the last couple of weeks, restructure their highest paid guys and convert their salary into signing bonus money, which of course doesn't count against the cap.
Does this take their offense to maybe the best or one of the best in the AFC now? And my other contention was whether you can sign Trey Hendrickson and or not. Does this make them maybe an odds-on favorite to win the AFC next year?
I don't know. I mean, did they gain anybody? I mean, they had all these same players last year and they didn't win the AFC, right? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think, again, what this is a team that went to a Super Bowl a few years ago, and they feel like they are still within that Super Bowl window, and they want to try to capitalize on it with a quarterback that they feel can do it. And they want to try to give him as many weapons as they can possibly give him. And I totally understand that. But again, you got to be able to stop people. And they, really put all their money and resources into the offensive side of the football.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Rudy, for the Arizona Cardinals, in your estimation, are they done right now with what they have accomplished until the draft? And B, how would you assess what the Cardinals were able to do in free agency?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the Cardinals got some players that'll come in and make a difference. But again, I still look at this offense and I say, who is there who's the guy on the offensive side of the ball that's a Pro Bowl type guy that's an explosive talent outside of Kyler Murray? I don't know. When I look at teams this offseason and I say, man, those guys did a great job. I think the Minnesota Vikings have done a great job in free agency. I think the Washington Commanders have done a great job in free agency. I look at the Cardinals and I say, yeah, they signed some players that have been good players in the NFL, productive guys in the NFL. They are guys that JG seems to really like, and they're guys that really seem to like JG. But again, do I think this roster is ready to, go make a deep playoff push? I mean, I don't think so. But again, I've been wrong many more times than I've been right. So that could happen.
Rudy, I agree with you. It's who's that guy that jumps off the page for the Cardinals? And you look at the Super Bowl winners, Super Bowl teams. They've got guys defensively, obviously, and offensively that jump off the page that can hit the home run at any particular time. There's that wow factor. And I agree with you in reference to the Cardinals. There's really no wow factor on this offense. Okay, McBride's coming on, but who's the guy that can go take it over the top and work it from that standpoint?
Yeah, I just don't see it. I'm going to say this. What is the Arizona Cardinals' identity? What's their identity? I mean, when you watch the Baltimore Ravens, you know what their identity is. Whether you agree with it or not, with the Cincinnati Bengals this year, you know what their identity is going to be. They're going to put the ball up in the air, and they're going to want Joe Burrow and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase to go make big, explosive plays. But when you look at the Washington Commanders, you know what their identity is. I mean, they obviously believe they have a good young quarterback that can take them deep into the playoffs, and they went at every level, whether it was skill guys, whether it was on the offensive line, wherever it's been, they wanted to put guys around him, and that's what they've done. But with this Arizona Cardinals football team, again, I look at them and I say, what is their identity? What is it that, they're going to be able to accomplish with that team, both offensively and defensively? I just don't think that it's a roster that's ready to compete for a deep playoff push, put it that way.
So when you watch a 49ers team that's let 12 guys go, either re-signed or cut, offensively, if everybody comes back healthy, they should be sound. But when you lose, 5, 6 starters on defense, are they resetting, rebuilding, or trying to retool, or all the above, in reference to make them a standout in the NFC West when you watch the guys that they lost, especially on defense?
Yeah, I mean, I think they lost some guys on offense too, though. I mean, like, the fullback is a big piece of what they do. Deebo Samuel is a big piece of what they do. Brandon Ayuk, got a big deal, but you saw him being mentioned in trade rumors. I know, Dan, that Brock Purdy is your guy, and I love Brock like anybody else, but Brock is a guy that needs people around him. I mean, he needs, all quarterbacks need a good supporting cast around him. The quarterback position is the most dependent position in sports, but I would say especially a guy like Brock is a guy that needs, the way that he plays, he needs, guys to be around him. And I don't really understand what the 49ers are doing. And especially when you look at the dollars that they're talking about paying to Brock, it's like, yeah, you're going to pay him big money. You're going to pay him starter money. But the salary cap went up again this year to whatever it is, $217 million or something like that. So I don't really know. Again, I really trust John Lynch, and I think that he's one of the best GMs in football. And I think that we should all give him the benefit of the doubt because he's proven to do a really good job. But look, I understand that some of the roster they feel like was getting older. yeah, I really don't understand some of the moves that they've made.
They did bring they did bring Justek back yesterday. As a matter of fact, they re-signed him, much cheaper contract.
Yeah.
Rudy, as always, buddy, thank you so much. Have yourself a great week.
All right, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's Rudy Carpenter joining us here today, brought to you by All City Towing. All City Towing, here we are on March 17th. They are hiring. Yes, they're hiring dispatchers, call takers, a lot of attendants, drivers, tons of other positions as well. Everything is up on their website at allcitytowing.com, including all the benefits, which is real big. All City Towing, where your future is on the move. Again, just check them out at allcitytowing.com. Coming up, Rory McIlroy gets his 28th PGA Tour win, and details